Hello and welcome to Play with APPSPY. My name is Matt and today we're looking at a game called Rune Story. Now Rune Story is a Japanese RPG launched in the US and Europe end of last year, but it's been around for a while in Japan under the name White Cat Project. But I've been playing it on and off since launch and I'm really enjoying it, so I just thought I'd give you guys a quick overview of how it plays, some of the systems, and get you up to speed with Rune Story and what it is before we begin the series proper, where we'll try and play more regularly, make progress, and you'll be able to watch me play some of the timed content or new quests as they come out and things like that, because it is very, like many Japanese RPGs, it's very good at releasing new timed content and special quests for things like Christmas and Easter, all that sort of thing. I'll show you my team first. So it's a very sort of team-based action RPG. It encourages you to play co-op with others if at all possible, and that is probably the best way to play it. But if not, then you can play with AI, and you're also constantly switching on the fly between 3 or 4 if you upgrade it, which I haven't, but between team members on the fly essentially. So this is my little squad so far. So it's led by this summoner type character called Mira. So she's got 4 stars, which is quite good. Each character is sort of ranked on their rarity and sort of strength, but she's level 25 as well, so that's a separate thing. You level them up yourself, which I'll show you how to do in a second. But so she's sort of a ranged magic character. She's got this staff and she attacks with magic from long range, as I just said. So she's only got this sort of entry level wooden staff at this point, which is slightly disappointing. It's one of the things I've been meaning to upgrade actually. But so she's the leader, the strongest. And we also have this guy called Halim. Now Halim has sort of got these elaborate knuckle duster type weapons, much faster, close range, obviously melee attacks, and he's sort of your bog standard warrior type character, I suppose, sort of fairly fast, fairly strong, and fairly quick, sort of, nice balanced mix of character. So I suppose if we're using sort of RPG tropes, then Alexander is more of a barbarian type character, sort of very, with his massive hammer, he's got very sort of slow, sluggish attacks, but very powerful when they land. I actually find him quite hard to use. I'm sticking with it because I know he's strong, so I know there's obviously a payoff, but I'm actually quite struggling to use him in combat, which you might see later. But it just takes so long for him to launch his attacks. But anyway, so this is what my squad looks like at the moment. If I were to change it, well, we'll see here, team edit. And here are some of the other characters I have. Got some better ones in there, in fact. But let's go to the shop and I'll show you how to summon new characters. So here we go. It's all sort of randomised here. This is the sort of gacha mechanics, I suppose. So if you hit summon here, 25 jewels, which is the game's hard currency, although it's pretty generous at giving them out, so you should always have enough to do that. And it gives us a random character. Obviously, could be good, could be bad, we don't know. But nice little animation here. And okay. So she's or is it he? Another mirror style character, I suppose. Haven't really got much use for another summoner, and not as good, so slightly disappointing. But that's how it goes. It's forged weapons. A nice staff would be good. That's what I've been holding out for. And yeah, weapons again, same, forged in the same way, same random process. Can get a weapon of any type, of any strength, any sort of ability. I'm sure I have something very similar to this already. Well, as I said, mixed bag. You can't win them all, and that was certainly a couple of very disappointing ones. But anyway, So, giving you a look at that, let's go back to the team members I already have. So, for example, Kira here is actually a very strong character, but I haven't leveled her up at all, or him, not sure. Very androgynous, these Japanese characters. So yeah, we this is called the Soul board, and what I guess the closest comparison is, if anyone's played Final Fantasy X, it's very similar to the sort of sphere grid. That's what it reminds me of, where you level up characters in that game. For some that might be a positive comparison, for others not. I know it's a very divisive game. I personally will not hear a bad word said about it, but that's just me. So yeah, this is, so you use these runes that you gather through just playing through the missions, essentially through the quests I should say, and each, you can see from the colour key up here what each colour represents. So HP is green, attack is red, critical are orange, and special attacks are purple, and then defense is blue. So it's straightforward enough. So if I want to increase attack, and I've got 23 of these red runes, then I use one, and there you go. And you just keep doing that until you get a stronger character, or until you run out of runes, which looks like it might be the case for me soon. Which then means it's time for a battle, I think. So rather than just any battle, I'll show you one of the events. Why not? Because that's what we'll be trying to do in this series going forward. Because that is sort of the unique thing about the game, I suppose, that it's always being updated with these things. So the events here are in this sort of colourful airship type thing. Just downloading a little. As you can see, I'm quite behind with my events, as I still haven't played the Merry Christmas Party in halfway through March. But we also have Liam's quest, 4 days remaining. Lilial's quest. Well, Lilial's quest only has 11 hours. That's the most urgent. So let's go for that. Seeking the mystery of life. That's no pressure there then. Okay. Yes, I heard it was located somewhere deep in this unexplored region. Just like the name suggests, it's supposed to stimulate vitality. What a strange place this is. It's full of huge trees and animals. That's the influence of the vitality rune, apparently. Okay. With that rune's power, it might even be able to cure my weak constitution. See, so in short, we just have to find that rune, right? Okay, so not exactly Shakespearean storytelling. There's a strong rune that we have to find. But yeah, there you go. Simple enough basis for a quest, I suppose. Be careful, the vitality rune is affecting the monsters too. Some very strong monsters are supposed to appear, so we shouldn't be careless. We'll be fine, we'll do this for you. Thank you. Okay, so here, no voice acting here, which is slightly disappointing for the purposes of showing you, because in some of the quests there is voice acting. Maybe it's because this is a special quest. I suppose it'd be a lot of effort for every single special quest to add in full voice acting. But okay, I think we've seen enough of this. Okay, I got a jewel for seeing the story. And here's the quest. Okay, so you'll get a little glimpse of what the actual game is like now. And you'll have noticed how all the way through, I suppose, if you're particularly perceptive, you'll have noticed that it's in portrait resolution. So the yeah, hang on, sorry, that was. So the perceptive among you would have noticed that it's been in portrait throughout, portrait resolution, and the reason for this is the game sort of has a very slick, streamlined control system whereby you can essentially play the whole game using one thumb. So I'm playing on a tablet, so it's slightly more unwieldy, but I imagine the design decision is that you can play on a phone just in one hand, maybe on the commute or something. So it's very smooth from that perspective. But so I'll talk you through the controls now. Okay, so here we are. You can see very nice graphics. So I'm just dragging around here to move. I can walk or run depending on how much I'm dragging. Drag quickly, sort of swipe, and you roll around to dodge, and to tap is to attack. So very simple. And you can see beautiful environments, really nice looking game, especially for a mobile game. Reminds me, not especially in gameplay, but reminds me for some reason of the PS2 game Dark Chronicle. Don't know how many people remember that, but very good RPG. It might just be because the lead character, sort of red-haired guy, looks quite similar to the lead character in that. Either way, but it does remind me of that era of RPGs, sort of in the PS2 era, when, you know, JRPGs were common and would come out a lot, and you know, now they seem unfortunately quite a niche thing these days. But yeah, so it's great to see them alive and well on mobile, especially. So we're just sort of battling through basically. I don't know how complex this one is going to be, but sometimes there are some sort of basic switch-based puzzles and things like that as well. Okay, and here we are on a boss battle. I'll switch between the characters now actually to try and give you an idea. Okay, so here's the guy who has struggled controlling a little. Oh, but he seems to work well with these. That's good. I found his niche. Finally found a use for you, Alexander. Well, he made short work of them, didn't he? Okay. So yeah, that is a slice of the combat. So you've essentially seen Rune Story now. I've sort of shown you the basics. Just before we go, I'll just quickly show you the town. So it's in a strange sort of hybrid thing that you wouldn't expect it of a game of this type, but there is also a sort of strange base building mechanic here, and I quite often forget about this, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's the most compelling part of the game, but it wouldn't be right to not address it at all, so I'll just quickly show you this before we wrap up our first entry. Just downloading some data here. It does tend to do this a lot, unfortunately, but doesn't usually take too long. Touch wood. I think, yeah, okay. Oh, so a few I was creating earlier are finished. As you can see, all upgrade, there you go. Increases fencer skill level. So you can tell it's the usual sort of thing. You've got gold producing things here. Anyone who's played any sort of base building strategy free-to-play game, which most humans in the world have, if the numbers on Clash of Clans are anything to go by, yeah, you just level up as you go. I can't level that up, I haven't got enough things. So Citadel is essentially your headquarters, but everything serves different abilities, and so fencer building here, and there's also a warrior HQ, and each one sort of in turn, as you level up, increases the certain abilities of certain squad members going forward, as well as you check in every now and then, gather some gold from the gold mines and things like that. So it does serve. Hang on 2 seconds here, so wait for that. Great, okay, that's unveiled. Upgrade. So yeah, occasionally I sort of forget about this section. It's not, as I said, not the when you're sort of running around battering monsters with a giant hammer. It's sometimes easy to forget the sort of more mundane stuff, but essentially the point, there's a lot to do in Rune Story. You're unlikely to ever run out of stuff to do, especially with all these new timed content and things like that. But that, yeah, so that's essentially a glimpse at Rune Story, our first look for Play with APPSPY. So I hope I'll see you next time, and we'll look in some more detail, play some more timed content, some more events and things like that, new sort of special quests, because they're coming all the time, so there's no shortage of stuff to show you. So yeah, hope you'll follow my progress, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.